full time. Roosters Titans, eerily similar to last week, unfortunately. Um, Tight until about the 65th minute, and then it kind of went a little bit belly up. Finished 30-12, I think it was. I didn't see that last kick after the finals Titans try off that Victor Radley pass that was knocked on by Marky Mark, but another. Yeah, I think this, in a way, this is a bit more disappointing than last week. Clarrie, I don't know how you feel, just because it was a very similar boat to last week. Again, my big word is contextualise. You've got to contextualise a lot of things, and there were some issues throughout the game which, I guess, exposed our inexperience, but at the same time, you probably would have liked to have seen a bit better.
Weren't good enough, were we? Yeah, I think there's a bit of experience. I'm just going to give a bit of the conditions. The conditions weren't favourable for an inexperienced side, Jack. When you're just trying to kind of get, your attack and whatnot together and just trying to figure out how we're going to work as a team, and then you just get a dewy night at Allianz, and mate, I don't know, the ground's obviously not a deal, and then all of a sudden it's just nothing's clicking for us. So we're showing good glimpses there, Jack, but then we just couldn't really get it all together, especially in that second half, mate.
Yeah, I think the major, what was more disappointing, I thought anyway, than last week was we actually probably created more opportunities this week again. And it was just the class at the end where we lacked any kind of polish. I mean, there was a few times I remember. I think it was more so in the first half. We'd make a break and we'd be on the attack, literally in the red zone. And then there'd be a tackle 3 grubber, and I just don't think we're at that level yet to be able to be kind of pulling those kind of plays off. I didn't think there was much variation in the kicking game, but it was just I thought it was just class and I think you can kind of equate class with experience sometimes. And when it got to the moment that we had to execute, we had an opportunity. We just kind of came up wanting basically the whole game. I mean, the second try we got from Dom in the corner, that was Victor had to kind of throw us a bit of a speculator. It's. Would you agree to?
Excuse me, Jack. I'm just going to share something to the story. One moment for all the people out there listening. We got a few thousand people.
Yeah, that's all good, mate.
Here.
No, that's all good. I'll keep speaking.
Yeah, let me just.
I'll keep speaking, mate. That's all good. I think it was just the fact that we're in the same position last week. I just thought we would have handled it a bit better, having gone through that experience the week before, and that was in New Zealand. This week back home. And it was almost the same playbook, unfortunately. A lot of good stuff from the young kids, a lot of good stuff from the team to create opportunities, but just not good enough to execute them at all. And here we are, unfortunately, 1-3. I will note though, we are same record as the 4-time reigning premiers. So I don't know what that means, but.
It's a stat nonetheless, Jack.
It's going to be a bit of it'll be an interesting build-up to the derby next week. Clarrie, I know you just finished sharing that story.
I'm back.
Let's touch on the second half specifically, because I think, firstly, the completion rate was terrible from both. It was a low game. If we in the Fed,
it was a very mediocre rugby league game.
The one place that me and you work, Clarrie, which department are we in?
Analytics and overall game day insight. No. Stats and vibes?
No, we're in the stats and we work within stats and vibes, but what department are we in? We're in the fair dinkum department is where we're in.
We're in the fair dinkum department. I'm all about that.
And in the fair dinkum department,
I'm a student.
It was a dog of a game. It was so bad.
Look, and that's no disrespect to, the game itself and rugby league in general and all the people that have played this very fine game. In the fair dinkum department, it was pretty subpar. I don't know what you do about that. Like I was saying before, it's not the night for just a couple of struggling teams trying to find their feet in this great game and this great competition, and then you just throw in a dewy Allianz. It's just not good. And mate, we got some couple of fresh halves in there, and mate, we're just trying to get it done, and wasn't happening, Jack. Wasn't happening.
Yeah, I agree. I just seen someone comment on the YouTube. It was outstanding.
Yeah, what did they say? Come on, we need a bit of, even if it's just some of the most horrible banter or just
actually,
rogue banter.
This is actually pretty funny. 2 seconds, I'll just get it up. David, kick us out of the comp, relegate us.
You really got to love like the intensity of some fans in our Roosters circle.
Yeah.
That are just not happy. And Sethi, Davo, we hear you, brother, but we won't be kicking us out of the comp because we're not South Sydney. That's not our racket.
No. Thank God there is no relegation in the NRL because it might be our year. Yeah, I guess.
Gee, that would be heavy, dude. That would be heavy, man. Imagine just kind of like the bottom of the comp and then just looking down the barrel, just getting kicked out of it. You're like, oh. I mean, not that we ever have to worry about that.
Excuse me while I drink an almost finished glass of, I think it's a Shiraz, maybe a peanut.
Oh, shout out to Shiraz.
Yeah. Do we take any?
Shiraz won't let you. Shiraz won't let you down on game night. Sorry, fans. I've got an ant on my webcam and he's going for it. And respect to him.
So we take anything from that second half, or anything from the game at all?
No, I'm not sure if we do.
Mm.
Oh, mate, my YouTube's not looking very good.
Clarrie, yeah.
Oh, that's fucked. Mate, what do we take from the second half? Just showing some moments there. We're hanging in the fight. We're playing hard. We're playing well. Jack, you got to stop laughing at me, mate. And then it's just not really happening for us. It's a bit like my internet tonight. Look, it's a stormy night down here in Bronte, right? You know, I think it's all the energy, the bad energy from Allianz is just sifting over towards me, Jack. And it's
I'm laughing at the whole kind of night. I mean, it's been 2 6 p.m. Friday nights in a row, which I can't stand, and 2 identical performances, which really sucks. I thought one of the key performers was both. He provided both positives and negatives. I thought Sandon Smith was actually quite good. He created a lot of opportunities. I liked how he kind of was really keen to get involved, get his hands on the ball, but came up a bit short on last tackle options. That being said, I also thought that's where Chad Townsend could have been a bit better too. Probably realising we need a bit of a steady hand. I thought he was
Can
pretty
you just
good.
take a little bit more control of the chat?
Yeah, I thought he was very good against Penrith. He was decent last week. I just thought he could have been a little bit better this week. It's just it's weird. You get like it was 12-6, I think, with almost 15 to go, just a bit over 15 to go, and then it goes out to 30 to 12. So,
I mean, the last try doesn't count, but it's not good for the. It's just not good for anyone looking at the end of the game. Out of the game end up, then you look at that, you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Not at home either. I mean, it looked like we were up for it in that first half. You know, we were there to play. Not icing opportunities.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. Well, look, and the other thing as well is like there was a few, and no excuses as well, but we were down. Connor is our second choice hooker, and then Zach Clarrie, who I thought had a great first half, but he had to play 80 minutes, and I think that was because I think Hugo Savala was going to come on, I imagine, to give Zach Clarrie a spell, but Victor got an HIA, and then Mark Nwangani twice got an HIA.
You just can't move.
Yeah,
around,
was
Savala going to go to dummy half, do you think?
I think he did that last week. I think he kind of came on at dummy half, or just went in the middle, and then maybe Victor went to 9 for a bit. So, yeah. I mean, what do you put down? Like, as you said, we made. I can't remember this. I'll get the stats up, but I remember by half time it was. I think we made like 4 or 5 line breaks, which is for half a footy to come away. If you make 5 line breaks and only have 1 try, you're probably that probably you should have more points than that. I mean,
sure.
just looking at the stats now, bro. I mean, what do you think our completion rate was?
Oh, 65%.
That's being very optimistic. It was 57, which is not great.
You're not winning any rugby league games with a 57% completion rate.
Yeah, mate. We won the line break 6-4, tackle breaks 44-28. Average set distance, we beat them. Kick return meters, we absolutely smashing them. More offloads. More forced dropouts. Less, nearly half the amount of missed tackles. That, I don't know, like, you kind of wonder how that ends up.
So we're actually coming up on top on a lot. Coming up on a lot of the stats. Well, it kind of come down to just we're not really scoring any points, are we?
Well, no, I just
we're
don't
not taking
Yeah,
opportunities that we should have taken.
Well, exactly. We're creating opportunities, clearly, getting into the red zone, and then that's when it kind of falls a bit apart, which is a bit of a shame. I wouldn't say it's optimistic. I try and be realistic about it. I put it down to inexperience, as I've said the last few weeks, in key areas.
Leave the optimism for me.
Yeah, well,
inexperience in key areas. I mean, we are dealing with a pretty rookie half combo. Now, that's not to say that they can't play for good footy. They've shown that they can. They show that they can score points, and we need to turn it on. Shout out to our boys. But then, obviously, that's just, the vigor and the relentlessness of the NRL, where you just got to kind of keep backing it up week in, week out. One big game doesn't get you very far in a 26-game series or competition. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we need to be pumping out a bit more than that. And again, it's just like one of those nights as well. Where it's just not like it's not ideal for a clunky attack. In terms of just our attack won't be polished. Our attack won't be as silky as we want it. Just generally speaking, with just the new combos all over the field. Yeah. And then and then you throw in a dewy, shitty. Excuse me, fans. An average Allianz surface, which I still don't know what's doing there, and then it just doesn't make for a good rugby league game.
But we had some.
But Titans weren't very bloody good either.
No, they were horrible. They were absolutely horrible. The reason why they won the game in the end, not because they created more opportunities, is because they just held the ball more than us. I don't know.
Some seriously rookie errors.
I try and take
from experienced guys sometimes as well.
Yeah, I try and take the long-term view. Look at this sometimes. I'm like, well, that was really disappointing. And like I said, I think this hurts more than last week, just because we were in the same boat a week ago, and it seems like we got the same results, like no lessons learned.
Yeah, I feel
But then I kind of, then the kind of, longer term outlook in me goes, well, someone like Sandon Smith's just getting the reps, and he's making the mistakes now when we're probably not premiership ready anyway.
No.
The more he gets in these situations, the more he'll learn. I think there's still missing chinks in the armor, which we've replaced with really inexperience.
And chinks get exposed in the NRL.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's not under 15s where you can get away with at least we've got that doozy fullback.
Yeah.
It's like, no, everyone's got to be pretty damn on, and everyone's got to be playing pretty bloody well to kind of get the whole thing humming and for us to be performing. And even though that game was there for us tonight, we could have kind of just stuck to our guns, and maybe we should have gone the 2 there just to kind of settle the play down. Or do you reckon just go for it?
I thought just went for it. I was looking. It was like 30 minutes ago. I was like, we're not going to lose this game because we didn't take the 2 with half an hour to go, in my opinion, and it proved correct.
Or does it mentally put everyone in the check for the game? We're not throwing the footy around. We are actually going to go and just go, 2 points means everything. So let's, fire up and just kind of really batten down the hatches and play hard.
Well, I'll ask you then. Do you think if we'd have taken the 2 there and got up 14-8, up whatever it was, 12, 14-6, whatever it was, would that have made a difference to the result? I don't think so.
Evidently, no. I don't. We didn't really look like, piecing it all together. But what I'm saying is that just kind of like from higher up, hey, we're going for the 2. Yes, there's 30 minutes to go. It's only 2 points, but this is the intent of the game. We're playing, we're scrapping for scraps. We're going hard for just the 1%ers here, and that is going to add up and count. But then I'm also a bit loose, Jack, and I don't mind us going hard for let's just throw it all, mate. We're convicts. We always go for it all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it was 12-all, and then we're on the in the red zone, the intercept by Jaden Campbell. I mean, Angus does score. To be fair to Sandon, he does score. Would have been good to have the awareness, I guess, to hold on to it, but it was an all or nothing play from Jaden Campbell, and it didn't.
Yeah,
it didn't come off.
He got it pretty easy though. He did.
Yeah, I think he should have held on to it.
Not enough strike from Sand maybe as well. Like you got to be showing and going as well.
Oh mate, to be fair, I thought he was asking plenty of questions. I just thought he asked plenty of questions, but just didn't seal the deal when he or could have given us a. I just thought he could have executed a bit better.
Yeah, one of those games. Yeah, bloody oath. So where to now, Jack? Quickly, if we look ahead. To South Sydney.
Well, we've got
looking all right on Thursday night. And I did actually catch half of that game, which I'm not happy about. I wish I had, that 30 minutes back.
Well, I mean, seriously. I mean, Penrith, Jesus. Sorry, before we go on, Hainesy's just messaged. Flags at half-mast, boys. Rough night. I actually don't disagree with that. If you do have flags out there, ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening, I would recommend putting them down at half-mast because it was the first time we lost to the Titans in 9 long seasons, funnily enough. The last loss was 2016. Hope you had a good time out there, Hainesy, and enjoy the flight back home.
Shout out, brother.
Yes, mate. Thank God. Man, I love you, Hainesy, but that's a long commute home after that, back to Queensland.
Oh, mate! Now, don't even mention coming from bloody
Brisbane, Hainesy.
Cute or somewhere.
If you're listening, if you're listening still, Hainesy, let us know where you. It's Brisbane, I think. Looking forward to set. No, I'm not looking forward to it. I'm saying looking forward. Going to be an interesting week. Connor should be back, which will be good. But I too watch South, and gee, they're playing classic Wayne Bennett football, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean by that?
Have you been watching any football the last 30 years? Surely you know what Wayne Bennett does.
Just get some playing good footy.
Mate, what's
complete sets, kick corners? What do you think?
Basically, he just gets them to hold the ball. They play very simple football. They're fit. They compete. They complete their sets. That's it.
Gets everyone up. Gets them all playing.
And especially earlier in the season, that's the kind of the style.
That's the recipe. Let's not overcomplicate things here, dude. Let's just go. It's like I feel like we should all get it tattooed on us. Complete sets, kick corners.
Yeah.
Just and if you forget it, put it under your eyelid, kind of vibe.
Yeah. So that's on Friday night at Acor, I think, at Homebush, I think. Can we see any? Is this where we think maybe Billy Smith comes back in, maybe just a bit more of a steady, solid hand?
I think so. I do apologise for my internet fans, but I do think Billy, like we were saying earlier, like if they're not performing well, then I think slotting in Billy here could be good. Would love to see him back, and to be honest, he's got experience. He doesn't have that much experience as well, so, but he'll be ready and up for it. He'll be stepping up to the moment, and he'll feel the pressure. It's a tough team to walk into at the moment. 2-2 is a different story, even if we just snuck that win away, but 1-3, but we want class here, Bill. We want your big rangy arms, palm. How many times do I have to say, Jack? Palm.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind
Flick.
another Bronny boy in the starting 17. We've already got two with Victor and Savala, so get another one in there. Yeah, it's going to be. We just got to stay the course, I think, man. I think that's what I'm kind of resigned to. I think.
So if we have to sign off here with trusting the process or something, Jack, stay in the course. What does the course look like for you after tonight at home? I know it's a dodgy game, and it's like how. But I thought maybe we'd get up for it a bit harder, after like Titans had a good game last week, and it's like, okay, this is a game. We were there, but we're just not polished, are we?
I thought we did get up. I thought we did turn up. I thought it was just certainly in the first half it was just execution. Second half the drops, man. It was it was. The thing is, my theory is things like just simple drop balls. You can fix that. A lot of the time, that's just attention to detail.
But if it's one of those seasons, one of those games, like you get a few people just like, oh, I just dropped the ball once. I'm sorry, fellas, but times by 4 out of yardage, whatever it might be, there could be 2 rookie errors and one, uncharacteristic error from a veteran. All of a sudden, you've dropped 4 balls when you weren't meant to.
Yeah.
And we got our opportunities back from them as well. So
Yeah. Well, mate, we had enough opportunity to win like that game 3 times over. I don't know. I think I've said the last few weeks. I think after the Penrith game, I did say this was unreal. What a win! But I was like, let's just take stock. There's going to be some valleys and hills in this season, and I think that's kind of proven correct. I think we're certainly in the depths of a valley right now. Or hopefully we're bottoming out in that valley shortly.
We got a tough 3 games coming up. That's why this
so we've got South and then we've got Brisbane again. I'm pretty sure
Brisbane and then Penrith on I think is Easter Saturday. Mate. Shout out to the Easter long weekend.
And I'm going to call out the NRL. What is doing with that?
But like, what is doing? Like I'm all happy for you guys manipulating the schedule how you see fit. Brisbane every Thursday, Friday night, whatever. I'm not going to kick stones about that. But what do you mean us in the first 6 rounds? What's that got to do with anything?
I don't know. That's like, I know they say it's completely random, but if like, it doesn't make any sense for us to play 2 teams twice. We're playing Penrith and Brisbane twice in the first 2 months of the season.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
And stop putting our bloody game against South in the end of the season. Shits me up the wall, especially now that, I feel like in the last like kind of, I don't know, 10 years or whatever, it's just kind of like the game's just so intense coming into finals that like that last game, you shouldn't be playing a semi-final then, or if they're up for it as well. Like it's just, and then you kick their ass in the last round and then you play them the next week. And then, my theory about beating a team the week before, you just lose the next week. And it's a rare occasion, but it does happen. And that's, I'm not going to get up all the stats on it, Jack, because I don't have them on me, but there would be stats to, play to my argument of like, that happens.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't really have much more to say.
No, I don't think anyone has. And anyone who's on the live stream, shout out to you. But it's tough. It's tough times, man. Can we saddle up for a famous South Sydney win? That is what we're going to be discussing on Tuesday's podcast. Fire up, everyone. We're going for it. We're going for it.
Yeah, I think we're a chance next Friday. I would like to think. I think it's Thursday or Friday. Yeah, big week of soul searching. Kind of will be good to get back in, and hopefully we find out the DCE signs. Just saying.
Oh yeah, we haven't even mentioned that. Surely.
Yeah.
Oh, don't even go there, Jack. I'm done.
No, I just got a very. I've got a we got a comment. So.
What is it? We're on YouTube?
Oh, well, I'll let that go through to the keeper, but I'll tell you.
Oh, can you just give me the gist of it?
No, I can't. It's from Dilbal, but appreciate the comment though. Maybe we should keep going because people are tuning in, but
All right, Roosters fans, it's been painful. But we do love you, and we do love the club, and there's always next week, and oh God, let's saddle up for next week.
I think we leave it there, bro. And we touch base on Tuesday. Talk about Souths. Talk about DCE. Maybe talk about just some Bondi stuff. Maybe we could tell the viewers your top 3 favorite pubs in Bondi, or something like that. We have a few, so
Dylan Bow.
yeah, I saw it now. Did you? Thanks, Dylan. Do you know him?
No.
Oh, you don't. Okay.
Nah.
Dylan, I acknowledge your comment. I hear you.
Yeah. The chat is great.
Yeah, the Chad. Yeah. All right, mate. Well,
we'll leave it there. Here come the Roosters.
That was so grim.
Mate, my internet's